And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another local live edition of the Real Estate Show. And at the same time, welcome to a worldwide edition of the Real Estate Show, heard here live Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, 5 different ways at 5 p.m. 5 different ways. Yes, we're on our local AM station, 1470 right here, part of the WWNN Money Talk Radio Network. We're on the FM dial at 95.3, 96.9, 90 or 106.9. Also, all part of the Money Talk network at WWNN. You can look us up there on the AM, the FM, also on the apps. If you go to the apps, whether you're on the iHeartRadio, the TuneIn. The TuneIn's nice because it's got a reminder, a little alarm. You can set an alarm for 5 o'clock to listen to the show every day. You've got the radio.com app, the Spreaker app. There's a whole host of free apps that you can use in order to download this radio station, WWNN 1470, and take it with you as you go take your walks on the beach or wherever you're going. You can listen to the radio show on the go. A fourth different way that you can listen to us is on our website. We stream this radio show live at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. Just click on the Real Estate Show button at the top. You can either listen to us live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can listen to the radio show notes. Embedded in each one of our radio show notes is the link to that day's show so that you can catch up on anything that you may have missed. But if you did miss one of our live shows 5 days a week, 5 p.m., you can always go to our Sunday show. Sunday at 9 p.m., we have our Real Estate Show Marathon, where we play all of the week's shows from 9 p.m. all right back to back straight through. So if you want to have a Sunday night Real Estate Show Marathon, that's what you can do. And the fifth way, well, you can watch us as you listen to us on our Facebook Live page. That's if you don't have a Facebook page, no worries. Just go to facebook.com/The Real Estate Show. No spaces, no hyphens or anything. Or if you have an account with Facebook, just go to The Real Estate Show, no spaces, no hyphens. So you can go there and join Sam right now. Sam is watching us. John Brown, the best handyman in town. And he's actually the best handyman in the world. It just doesn't rhyme with John Brown. So I want to say hi to you guys there and all of the rest of the folks on our Facebook Live. We got a great show for you today. It's been super busy here as we've been talking about landlording, what's going on in the marketplace, and of course, we're going to have lots more news. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring to your attention. One of the things is the existing home sales. Now we're seeing, and if you think about it, not a surprise. We had very cold, harsh weather up in the Northeast. We've had obviously a shortage of inventory going on in the marketplace, and all of these things coming together have been contributing to the numbers falling on the number of sales, not the price. No siree, not on the price, but existing home sales fell sharply last month as supply dropped by the largest amount on record. So I wanted to share that with you today. The closed sales of existing homes in February, the only completed month going back, dropped a larger than expected 6.6% compared with January. And that is according to the data provided by the National Association of Realtors. Another key point there is that that put them at a seasonally adjusted rate of about 6.22 million units being sold on an annualized basis, which is 9.1% higher compared to February last year. So don't let the wrong interpretation of the headlines. In fact, if anything, what you have to be hearing here is demand is still super hot, supply is still super not, and therefore you can't sell what you don't have on the shelves to offer to your customers. The supply of homes for sale fell 29.5% year over year, nearly 1/3 drop in the inventory, the largest annual decline ever. And so I wanted to share that with you because that's the state of the market. I was just on a conference call As you may have heard me drop every now and then, we've got a really neat project going on with real estate and between the United States and Brazil, and very excited to be a part of that project. And there's many Brazilians that want to own real estate here. There's some Americans that want to own some real estate there. But I'll tell you that a significant American company is going into Brazil with both feet, and they too are having a very hot market. Properties are in short supply there. So for all of you out there that always keep saying, yeah, but you don't understand, Eric, in my market, it's different. Well, it's not so different. The United States is hot pretty much from coast to coast. We know that there's always pockets because real estate, in fact, is very regional. But unlike what many people seem to believe, is that their area is different. Their area doesn't operate by the same rules. Let me just tell you that it's a lot more common than you think. So pay attention to what we talk about here in real estate. It's going to be very, very valuable, and we'll keep you down the straight and narrow path to, what do we talk about here? The simple and safe approach to buying real estate. And in particular, over the years, we focus very much on showing investors how to make good, wise decisions, how to make profitable decisions, how to make safe and profitable decisions. So you want to keep it right here. Hey, by the way, I wanted to remind our listeners that in addition to all of the great information and updates that we share with you right here on the Real Estate Show, that we also have a number of workshops. Last night, great workshop talking about our product, the automatic landlord debt solution. This is a product that investors are using to literally annihilate, shred their mortgage balances faster than in any other way, using very dedicated, specific software for debt management. Now, this has nothing to do with credit. This is called debt management. This is how you use the income from your properties to pay off any and all types of debt. This is a software that uses the different types of software, and it uses interest to your advantage. You know the old saying, right? Those who understand interest are destined to earn it. Those who don't are destined to pay it. And so that's what the Monday night workshops are about. We're going to be having another one next Monday night at 9 p.m. If you want to learn more about that, just type the word equity. If you like equity, type equity and text it to 561-861-2366. That's our Real Estate Show smart line. All you have to do is text the keywords. It's always the same number. The results that when you text that number are different depending on which word. Tuesday night, tonight, we have another launch. Another one of our agents is now launching and becoming an independent agent, helping more people out there. Remember, that's the whole idea here, is to enable and educate more Americans on owning real estate and how to get there by earning more money, by having better credit and making better decisions. So tonight is, if you want to attend this meeting, type the word credit to the same number, the word credit, 561-861-2366. It's the same number that you see on our Facebook page down here before, which, by the way, we're still looking for that right candidate that has social media experience, has a good strategy, understands design, because we need to get that word out there. And it's an opportunity to become an intern and learn a lot more about real estate, being inside the workings here of the Real Estate Show. Then Wednesday night, we have our big round table. That's a mastermind group of entrepreneurs, real estate investors that come together to exchange ideas. And that's at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Just type in big table if you want to attend that. And then finally, on Thursday, we have our university series. And that's how we show folks how to earn additional money, maybe a new stream of income, another side gig. But we incorporate the concept of multiple streams of income, real estate, and your own business. And there couldn't be a better time than right now for you to be learning exactly those kind of things. So if you're interested in that, type in the word university and you'll get the free link. An invitation is free. There's no cost. There's nothing being sold. There's no obligation. All you want to do is come to one of those free workshops. We go deeper and more more detailed than we can here on our short radio show. Speaking about short radio show, we got to take a short break. We're going to go ahead and take a few words from our sponsors, but we will be right back. I got some more updates I want to tell you about that I think you won't want to miss. So you're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. Don't touch that dial because we'll be right back. Janice is back. Simone is back. Whew. I don't know if it's just because I'm that busy or it's that hot in here. But we see another report here. This I want to talk about when we get back, about the consumers are becoming more confident about making mortgage payments and rent payments. So we'll talk about that when we come back. But who out there knows? I'm going to hold something up here. Who knows what this is? Who knows what that is? The love of my life just made me Brazilian Brigadeiros. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here on The Real Estate Show, having a little fun during the break, eating Brazilian Brigadeiros. So today's theory or theme absolutely has to be Brazil. And as I mentioned before, we are right in the middle of a great project talking about Brazil, the real estate market there. Brazil is absolutely on fire. Marcelo, who's on our Facebook Live, just type that in, and he's right, because he's part of our project. Marcelo, in fact, who is in Rio de Janeiro right now, part of our group, part of the conference call that we had. If you know a real estate agent here in the United States or in Brazil, we're looking for Portuguese-speaking real estate agents or real estate agents with contacts in Brazil, then type the word in Brazil to our special line 561-861-2366. I'm going to tell you something when you type in Brazil to 561-861-2366. You're going to hear about an opportunity, what I believe is a once in a lifetime, once in a generation opportunity. It's that good, that interesting. And so definitely type the word in Brazil. So another thing that I wanted to share with you today on today's show, which is another very positive, and I think it's important to stay positive. We've been in this sort of pandemic mode now for over 12 months, right? We had our pandemic anniversary on March 11th. And so now we're already 1 year plus that some people haven't been able or haven't paid rent, 1 year plus that people might not have been making a mortgage payment. But here's another really good article. Consumers are more confident now about making mortgage or rent payments. And according to Freddie Mac's latest consumer survey, found that there was a rising confidence amongst citizens, consumers, for renters and for homeowners. And that's also good news. And although many homeowners and renters continue to feel the economic pressure of the pandemic, and it's certainly out there, but we're starting to see, obviously, I looked at a chart which was just phenomenal. The number of vaccinations here, and back on the topic of Brazil, which right now is they don't have the same rollout of the vaccinations, even the same accessibility of the vaccinations there, and are now facing another lockdown to try to really get their arms around the new variants and the growth of the virus there. In Europe, I'm hearing that. So one of the things I think that Americans are seeing, that more and more states have been opening up, following the lead of Florida. More and more folks are being able to be vaccinated and therefore feel a little bit more protected. And as a result of that, one of the beautiful things about this country here is that this country is always shown to be very resilient. It'll take a punch, you can knock them down, but they're going to get right back up and they're going to get back on their feet and get out there. And that's why all of this is so very exciting. And I like seeing that we're growing more confident, and that more people are now feeling like they can get back into the routine of being able to pay their rent or pay their mortgage. And that is according to this consumer confidence survey issued by Freddie Mac. Now, the survey respondents, of which 2/3 are homeowners and 1/3 are renters, found that more than half of the respondents in the 2020 expressed concern about making payments, with a high of 71% reported in November that were highly concerned. Now, for the year, 45% expressed concern that they wouldn't make the rent payment. Now, as of December 2020, 27% of homeowners and 35% of renters had asked for a housing payment postponement. That's known as the forbearance. This was mostly due to uncertainty over being able to make all of their payments, right? You got to put food on the table first. And the concern is that after I make this one, will I be able to make the next one? So by February of this year now, those numbers dropped to 19% of homeowners, so that we're talking from 27% down to 19%, more than 10%, and about 28% from 35%, so smaller number percentage-wise, but still more confident. So while the housing market appears to be healthy, now this is the quote, and has recovered faster than the rest of the economy, gotta love real estate, many segments of the population are still struggling, said Donna Carley, Executive Vice President, Head of Single Family Business at Freddie Mac. And again, another interesting quote, the pandemic has been economically devastating for millions of Americans, and those who rent have been hit the hardest. In the early days of the pandemic, we acted quickly to help remove the threat of eviction for residents of the more than 4.2 million multifamily units we helped to finance. Now you know who Freddie Mac is. And that protection is ongoing for nearly 100,000 families as a result of our multifamily forbearance program. As you have heard me talk about here on this show many, many times, whether it be Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Ginnie Mae, these are all the government agencies which help to issue financing. In fact, they're the secondary market. They buy the mortgages back from the banks, or in some cases, originate them directly. And the federal government, because they're a quasi-federal agency, they are bound by the directives. And those are the ones, and right now, past June 30th, there is still the moratorium in place, the moratorium on evictions, the moratorium on foreclosures. And so this is, I think the goal, and this is what you probably want to be looking for, is to see sort of a soft landing, right? We know that there's going to be folks out there that still are not on their feet, still haven't recovered. In fact, there's an interesting topic from another interview that I did earlier today, where we were talking about how those people with good high skills, usually higher income as well, have been much less affected by the pandemic, much easier for them to adapt, work remotely, and perform what they do. Your lower level skills, those which typically are either manual services or things like that, those tend to be much more affected, and especially if you are an employee of that source. If you are self-employed in that area, you probably did better. The construction business, for example, has been alive and well. There's, in the beginning, if you remember, all of the outside work, the landscaping, the roofers, the contractors that worked on the outside, they continued, probably the first of all of the contractors to get back to work, because they could practice social distancing and they could do what it was. An interesting other conversation before I come back to this article is the increased value, the increased perceived value of real estate. And if you think about it, it's very easy to understand why. Number one, it is an essential, one of the basic things: food, shelter, and transportation. Being in real estate is very gratifying because we provide one of those essential services, shelter, and by doing it, providing affordable housing to deserving families. I'm going to tell you that while it can be a very profitable business, and it's fair to make a profit on a business, but it's also providing a very necessary and hopefully a good quality service out there. And so the government couldn't do it without the landlords out there that put in their hard money, their hard efforts and labor in order to provide more housing. The government simply couldn't provide it for everybody. The same way they can't feed everybody, clothe everybody, or house everybody. So this is one of the reasons why real estate is also one of the pillars of the economy, because like I said, you can close down a store and go home, but you can't not go home. You need a place. Everyone needs a place to live. And that's why it's important that affordable housing exists, as well as all the other types of housing. But now take a look at with the pandemic really accelerated or magnified a lot of what's going on out there. And what we have really seen in the real estate market, why is there so much demand for real estate despite the pandemic, despite the high unemployment figures? Because it's become even more important as a base, as a safety net for families. Number one. Number two, it's where we need to have our shelter in place. Next, it's become where we work as well. Next, it's become where our kids learn and study as well. Next, it also has become where many of us work out and have a certain quality of life, no matter what it is, whether it's hobbies and exercise and everything. So the total value of what real estate represents in the life of a family has actually been magnified. And now you throw into the mix the importance of having the ability to have social distance. So even single family properties have had a higher appreciation than multifamily condominiums or stacked living, because of that ability to have more space, more air, and ultimately a better quality of life. And quality is value, and value is what determines the marketplace out there. And so when you have quality but a lack of inventory and a big demand for it, well, this is the market that now you're up to date on as well. So we got a lot more. We're going to go in depth with a couple of other items here, talking about real estate, landlording, housing, and how the stimulus packages, we now unravel more and more about that. So make sure you tune in for our midweek report tomorrow on the Real Estate Show. We are here live Monday through Friday. Remember, 5 days a week at 5 p.m. For those of you on our Facebook page, please stop by, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Share it onto your website so that more people can have access to this great information. Well, that's it for today. This is your host of the Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. Until tomorrow, drive safe, keep washing those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. All right, Pierre, thank you very much. Hey, Brian, see you tonight on our call.